thought this was their show? Wrong channel. You know why we're here. To take over. No rules. No permission. No apologies. Just business. Found him! Ah! It's the Syndicate! Run! Nowhere! Business is booming, boys! We big and take over! What's happening, everybody, and welcome to the Suplex Syndicate. I am the realest Santa in the room, and you can't teach that. I am joined by Get Skinny with Shifty, and we will be joined by 30 Spray J, speak of the devil, right there. But guys, if you have not tried out our most awesome sponsor, Elegant Sasquatch, what are you waiting for? He just dropped a new series. And I got to tell you, I got it in, and I have Zeus, and he was not lying. This is a absolute panty dropper. And I will let the minority owner of Elegant Sasquatch speak. 30 Spray J, why don't you promote your half company? Or 45% or 30%, whatever you own.
I don't know. I'm trying to buy stocks right now. And hey, shout out to Elegant Sasquatch. Much love, brother. He did have a passing in his family. So, you know, our hearts and our prayers are with you. I know you'll be watching or catching the replay. But as far as Elegant Sasquatch and this drop, the Greek mythology, you've got 4 cents. And they must be popular because he's also dropping bombs or butters. I think it's bombs. Butters. Yep. And you can't go wrong. There's 1 cent that isn't my preference in this whole, not in this lineup, but in all of Elegant stuff. There's one thing that wasn't my particular. But other than that, man, it's good for your beard. It's reasonably priced. He has great customer service. Even before we were co-hosts or anything, he was always reaching out and always having communication. So definitely, give it a chance. And these are some scents. He just keeps evolving with these scents, and these scents sound amazing. So that's all I'm gonna say. Shifty, you're an affiliate of him. So what do you got to say?
Dude, honestly, my beard has never felt the healthiest or the softest since I started using his products. Whether it's butters, balms, oils, whatever, his shampoos. He never misses. He doesn't miss. So,
right. And guys, here he is right here. He just wants to stop by and say hi. But we got you, Elegant. We got your back. And guys,
absolutely
use Suplex to get 20% off of all your orders. Woo! So let's get the Elegant Sasquatch some work because as Jay would say, Elegant needs to make some money because he's got a lot of food he's got to buy and he's got a family to take care of. So definitely take care of Elegant. Go there, Suplex for 20% off. Try everything. And if you're like me, get Zeus for sure. It is a Pante remover. So anyway, guys, this week we decided we were going to talk about the top 10 surprises of past SummerSlams. Okay. So are you guys ready for number 10? So I didn't put this list together. I kind of cheated because I was doing some stuff today. Didn't have a lot of time, but I had ChatGPT put this list together. And you guys can tell me what you think and how you think the ratings went in the chat. But here we go. Top 10. Number 10. Bayley returns with Dakota Kai and Io Sky, SummerSlam 2022. Bianca Belair had just defeated Becky Lynch when Bayley appeared for the first time in more than a year. That return alone would have been enough, but then Dakota Kai walked out despite having been released by WWE, followed by Io Sky. Now, why it mattered is this was more than a return. It introduced an entirely new faction that became Damage Control and reshaped WWE's women's division. So my question to you guys is, was the biggest surprise Bayley returning, Dakota being rehired, or all three appearing together? So Shifty, what do you think of number 10?
Honestly, I think it was huge with all of the above. All three coming together. Dakota Kai was shot. It was shocking to see that she was released so quickly, and then brought back. But I really feel like there was a push for her to come back because I heard she has a a pretty good rapport in the locker room.
Right.
I mean, and yeah, that was like the beginning of the women's revolution. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It was. They were taking the steps to where they're at right now with the women's division, and it was a great thing to see.
Right.
I feel like that faction, honestly, it didn't go as long as it should have, because they literally turned on. It's almost like the original Judgment Day,
Yeah.
They turned on Bayley quick, and it was just
right
over with, and then they all flourished and went away.
Well, to be fair, they did accomplish quite a lot. I mean, like you're saying, they weren't around for as long as I thought they were going to be, but in the short, I mean, I don't even know, would you even call it a short term? Because it seems to me like it wasn't really short. It just wasn't as long as expected, but they accomplished a lot, man. They did a lot while they were together.
I don't know if I'd call it short, but they could have went on a little longer than what they did. They could have pushed. I mean, look at the Bloodline. We're what, 5 years in on the Bloodline, or 4 years in, or something.
Right.
I mean,
right?
They could push that. And the Judgment Day is pretty much Liv Morgan and Dom Mysterio.
Right. Yeah. They could have definitely, but like I said, man, they accomplished a lot, and then they flourished, like you said. Io Sky came out. She championed. I will still say this to this day. I think pound for pound, she's probably the best female wrestler in WWE right now because of all her capabilities. But you had her, you had Bayley together. I mean, the accomplished list of Bayley, I mean, that's huge too. She was one of the 4 original horsewomen. So yeah, they had some stuff going on, and a lot of stuff did come out of that. But anything else you'd like to say about that one, Shifty?
No, I mean, honestly, it's just it was I'd say short and sweet, but it wasn't sweet. It was more of like a bittersweet ending towards it. But
yeah,
obviously they all wanted to pursue their own individual titles, and that's what happened.
Right. Alrighty, man. So number 9, are you ready for number 9, Shifty?
Yes, sir.
Number 9, Shawn Michaels proves he can still go. SummerSlam 2002, Shawn Michaels had not wrestled a major singles match in more than 4 years because of a serious back injury. Fans knew he would face Triple H in an unsanctioned street fight, but nobody knew whether HBK could still perform at an elite level. He did more than survive. Michaels produced a classic and defeated Triple H. Why it mattered. What initially appeared to be a one-match comeback launched an extraordinary second chapter of Michaels' career. He went on to wrestle for nearly another 8 years. The surprise wasn't his appearance, it was the old Shawn Michaels was still there. Do you remember that match, Shifty?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, honestly, I was in high school. I remember when that happened, and that honestly to me was, when it first come about that he wanted one more match and he only wanted to work with Hunter and everything like that. Right. It's HBK. All right, we're talking Shawn Michaels here. Shawn Michaels is legitimately he's in my opinion one of the greatest of all time. He could still go. He just had to get the ring rust out and do what he does best and perform. And then like you said, he went and wrestled for 8 more years afterwards. I mean, he even became world champion. He went and wrestled at Elimination Chamber and won. So,
do you think? I think it was a smart move that it was Triple H that he wanted to come back and wrestle with, because everybody wasn't sure about if he was going to have any gas left in the tank and if he could do it. And second off, he knew that if there was any problems in the ring, Triple H was going to be able to make him look good. And he knew Triple H wasn't going to hurt him because Triple H knew how to wrestle. So I think it was very smart on his part to want to come back and wrestle Triple H. And like it said, that kind of spurred his second part of his career. Because I got to be honest with you, at that time, I'm like, Nah, his back is jacked. He's going to come up. He's going to get messed up at this match. We ain't going to see him again. And he flourished after that. What do you think, Jay? Do you remember that one?
Who was it?
So it was when Shawn Michaels came back and faced Triple H.
Oh,
came back after the back injury. And nobody thought. And then that spurred he got 8 more years after that. So
yeah. That was my childhood, dude. So when that happened, and the fact that rivalry happened, in the story, but like Shifty said, if anybody was going to make him look good, it was definitely Triple H. And he had an amazing career after that. I really wish we would have been able to see what would have been if he never got that back injury, because he would have been top whatever at the time. But man, great performer, great return.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Are you ready for number 8?
Yeah.
Kevin Nash attacks CM Punk and Alberto Del Rio cashes in. This was at SummerSlam 2011. CM Punk defeated John Cena to become undisputed WWE champion. During Punk's celebration, Kevin Nash suddenly entered through the crowd and delivered a jackknife powerbomb. Alberto Del Rio immediately arrived, cashed in Money in the Bank, and took Punk's championship. Why it mattered? Fans expected SummerSlam to establish Punk as WWE's central figure. Instead, Nash returned unexpectedly, and Punk's championship reign ended almost immediately. One ending contained 3 swerves: Punk's controversial victory, Nash's attack, and Del Rio's cash-in. What'd you guys think about that one?
Was this before or after the pipe bomb?
This is before.
This is before the pipe bomb. Before the pipe bomb.
This is actually almost leading up to pipe bomb. He won the title back.
Yeah.
It was leading up to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but I don't understand why it happened. Maybe it was, okay, like we have to get you to return, so let's throw you in there. Right. I think it was a pretty weak ass return.
So my thing with that is I feel like because CM Punk was so outspoken, had a bad rapport in the locker room, and then Nash and Triple H had issues with CM Punk too. They would always be on interviews calling him Phil. They wouldn't call him CM Punk; they'd call him Phil. And I feel like that was like a political thing. Let's knock this kid down a couple steps. Let's bring Kevin. Kev's going to do a return. He's going to power bomb him. Alberto's going to come in and win the belt. And honestly, that's another world champion I didn't really care for either, was Alberto Del Rio. Like I didn't like his title run. I thought he was a mid-carder at best. And I feel like WWE just tried to push him way too much.
Right. I agree with that. Yep. You ever notice too, anytime there's anything that involves Kevin Nash, there's always controversy.
Yeah.
Like there's always he's always in that behind the scenes political stuff, and it's always controversial whatever he does. He's always been like that, it seems, whether it was over in WCW with NWO or even before that when he was with the Clique, them guys, and then when he came back, he's political, and still to this day, man, he's controversial when it comes to wrestling because he just does stuff.
I just feel like he likes to hear himself talk. He doesn't know when to shut up. Honestly, granted, we would never seen the NWO if it wasn't for Kevin and Scott. But he's been just a big cancer too in the wrestling business. He was a part. Let's be honest here. He helped kill WCW.
He does make some good points.
No, he does. He makes valid points, but he also looked out for himself with his WCW contract, which helped kill WCW in the long run.
If you guys haven't seen it, and you guys in the chat, there's a good video on YouTube. It's just recently, and Kevin Nash was talking to, I can't remember what podcaster, but they were talking about what led up to and why the finger poke of doom. And it's like an 8-minute video. And it's actually pretty good. He goes through it, and he's like, because if they would have originally done it how they were supposed to, I agree with him. He's like, it didn't make any sense. So if you guys get a chance, look up finger poke of doom, and it'll pop up, and Kevin Nash gets into it. It's actually pretty good, 8 minutes to watch it. Well, all right, fellas. Number 7. Becky Lynch returns and destroys Bianca Belair. SummerSlam 2021. Bianca Belair.
Time out. What is up with this list? This list is weak sauce. It better get better. It better get better.
Jay,
I got my own.
There we go, Shifty. Let's get back to our scheduled programming. You're back from timeout. Behave. All right.
Yes, sir.
So, SummerSlam 2021, Bianca Belair was originally scheduled to face Sasha Banks. When that match could not happen, Carmella appeared to be the replacement until Becky Lynch's music hit. Becky had been away since announcing her pregnancy in May 2020. She challenged Bianca and defeated her in approximately 26 seconds. Why it mattered? The return received an enormous reaction, but the squash victory shocked and divided fans. It immediately turned one of WWE's biggest baby faces into a more controversial character and launched a long rivalry with Belair. Great surprise or unnecessary damage to Bianca, and I'm going to say right off the bat, I thought it was unnecessary damage to Bianca. To me, that was ridiculous. Bianca is a total athlete, a powerhouse, and it was absolutely absurd that Becky was able to beat her in like 26 seconds. It was ridiculous. Just my take. It was a surprise, but to me, it was a crap move on WWE's part.
Agreed. To me, it's back to the whole politics thing in wrestling. You know, Becky comes back. Seth is the guy, so Becky comes back, and there's that bullshit. Honestly, let's be honest though. Bianca, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys right now.
Yep.
Bianca, I feel like she has a more of an upside than Becky does because she's more athletic.
Yep.
She's stronger. She's faster. She's more agile. And I feel like give her a couple more years because Becky's been in it longer than she has. But I think at the end of Bianca's career, I think if things go like they should, I think Bianca's going to have more accolades than Becky does.
Do you think Becky's going to
part-time stuff?
Do you think Becky's going to go down? Like, I think the one thing that ruins Becky is she can never figure out when it's time to stop. Like the man stuff, right? It was cool when she first started saying the man, but like we're at 7 years later, like, chick, it ain't working no more. Like, stop with that gimmick. She can't reinvent herself. You look at Bianca, like you said, her athleticism. Bianca is good on the microphone. Bianca has an aura to her. She has a personality. I think at the end of the day, Bianca is going to surpass Becky Lynch. 100%. Just my prediction.
I agree 100%.
I gotta give kudos to Becky Lynch because she's been there and she has built up that brand of women. But I think with a little bit of injuries and then the pregnancies and everything, and like her and Seth, great parents. I see their stuff all the time, and they also have a side business. So like I think that maybe she could be a very popular B or A lister and doesn't have to be a wrestler that much longer. I would love to see her develop, some of the up and coming because she's still, she has a lot of knowledge. You can't really say that she can't rebrand herself. I think it's maybe creative, because some of these stories that they give her are just weak.
Well,
but she also can't move how she used to. Hey, I'm talking. Do I have to put you in timeout? Can I have my moment?
You're confusing remaking yourself with creative. She has been playing the same gimmick for 7 years and it doesn't work. Everybody's tired of it. Yeah. She can be able to look at creative and say, the man is not what the man needs to be anymore. Let's do something else. Yeah. But she's got too comfortable with it. She has not reinvented herself.
Well, I mean, she tried to, though. Like she did the man thing, and then she tried to do 2-belt Becky, remember, for a hot second.
Right.
It just doesn't work for her, man. She has to figure something else out because maybe Nia Jax needs to hit her again and re-break her nose to not do something to her. I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you.
Yeah, she was.
What if she came back? Yeah. What if she came back as the Irish lass whipper again?
That'd be cool. I'd be cool with that.
Yes.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Look at the pops that she had when she come out when she was that.
Right.
She had huge pops.
Yeah.
Right. Let her go back to where she began and let her pull that gimmick again instead of this man stuff. Like, come on. But any last words on that one, Jay?
Yeah.
No, we're good. All right. Number 6. Roman Reigns returns to save Cody Rhodes, SummerSlam 2024. Cody Rhodes was fighting Solo under Bloodline rules when Roman Reigns returned after being absent since WrestleMania XL. The biggest surprise was not simply Roman's return, it was his target. Reigns attacked Solo and helped Cody, the man who ended his historic championship reign, to retain the WWE Championship. Why it mattered. Roman returned not as the untouchable tribal chief, but as the returning original leader confronting the bloodline that had replaced him. It instantly created the original tribal chief chapter of his career. So, did Roman help Cody, or was Cody merely standing between Roman and Solo? What do you guys think?
You go ahead with this one, Jay.
Dude, okay. So, from a fan's perspective, I think he was just standing in between, and they had to, do the bloodline story. To me, it was definitely weak compared to Roman's original return, and hopefully that's on the list. If not, I'll talk about it later. But it just it just kept going with the whole Cody and Roman story for too long, and then the Solo and Roman story was hot for maybe 2 episodes, and then it was just like, okay, when are they going to finish this? And then they finished it on Raw's debut on Netflix, and that, when it was supposed to be a pay-per-view match. So I think it was a poor choice on a return. They could have did something completely different, like if it was for the belt more. Was it for the belt? Was it already for the belt? No, it was just a match, right? So like if it was like for the belt and it looked like Solo was gonna win it, then it could have been a little bit better. But honestly, it was just let me throw this guy back in, which he's a top contender, but throw him back into a story that they completely whitewashed after.
Shifty. So typical WWE track record.
Oh yeah,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. So my thing with that is you asked if it was if Cody was in between, like I feel like Solo was in between Roman and Cody, and I think Roman was like, all right, let's get rid of this guy. And honestly, WWE ruined Solo's career. You know what I mean? They made a mockery of this guy. If you look at his past stuff, he was an absolute animal. NXT was an animal. When he first joined the Bloodline, he was a beast. And it kind of almost what like they're doing the same thing to Jacob Fatu. It's like a 2.0, Solo 2.0 right now in the Bloodline. And honestly, they got to kill off the Bloodline. They got to send everybody to do their own thing. Have the Usos either do tag team or do solo stuff, do their tag team or do solo stuff. Have Jacob focus on whatever is going to happen, and then obviously we're bringing in another Bloodline member, which is going to happen at SummerSlam. Since we're talking about it, it's going to be Zilla, but it's they got to stop bringing these guys down. Bringing them in and bringing them down is all they're doing. Send Solo back to NXT. Let him or even to AAA. Because AAA is doing big things. Let the Undertaker get his hands on him for a little bit and redevelop Solo Sikoa.
Well, don't worry. We got the glorious 6-man tag team match at SummerSlam. So
Oh God.
Yeah. Yep. Does that not seem, while we're talking about, does that not seem like, hey, we don't know what to do with these guys. Let's just throw them all in a match together.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Just, unbelievable.
LA Knight's never going to get his big push, even though he's over all the time. Every time his music hits, the crowd goes nuts. Royce Keys is up and coming, but they're just holding him down too. They should have kept him in NXT.
Right. I mean, if we're gonna sidetrack real quick, I think LA Knight, and as much as he gets compared to Stone Cold and The Rock's baby, which maybe he's got a little bit characteristics of both. But to me, he needs that Stone Cold Austin 3:16 moment. He needs, I don't know, a couple King of the Rings, a Royal Rumble win, a Money in the Bank win, something. They need to really. I mean, they gave it to Jay when Jay got over. Jay Uso got over with the crowd with the yeet. Why are we not getting at least a small LA Knight run?
Well, here's something, and you kind of hit it on the nail, Jay. He is a mixture of The Rock and Stone Cold. Okay. Mm-hmm. but yet he's 100% over. There is no hate in the crowd. Nobody in the crowd saying, "Oh my God, you're ripping these guys off," right? Everybody loves it. He's over. Give him his Stone Cold moment. Let him do something. Let him get a belt. Because let's face it, he's not getting any younger. Let's cash in while he can still move and still do everything. So I 100% agree, Jay. They got to give him that Stone Cold moment so they can strap a rocket on him and he can get the belt and take off with it.
I thought it was happening. But then a few botches, and you got Pandemonium online talking about the botches. I mean, dude, you go in there and wrestle on some baby oiled ropes and see if you don't slip.
Well, let me. While you guys do this, we can put it in perspective, okay? These guys go and they're performing live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They're performing live, right? It's in a controlled environment, but they're performing live. And people give crap to these guys or these girls going, "Oh my God, you botched." Well, to be fair, how many times have you guys went and saw your favorite musician
and they forgot their lyrics?
And they forget their lyrics or they botch. So here's my thing.
Yeah.
We are talking about performing live.
Yeah.
So, yes, people are human. You're going to get botches. Oh, well, who cares?
Dude, the Undertaker botches are botched back in the day. When he used to walk the ropes, he botched a couple times, It's
Hey, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about
we're going to talk about it because WWE literally killed the momentum of LA Knight.
Yeah.
That ship, honest to me, I'm going to be honest. I don't see a world title in his future. I think that his ship sailed already because I feel like they pulled the trigger on him already.
And that's the thing too, is he's getting up there in age and he doesn't have that much. The last interview he said he doesn't have that much left, but he still wants to go. But I mean, does he go to another company?
Something interesting though, if he doesn't get a world heavyweight championship on him, at least a 4 or 5 day run like Sami Zayn, he will be the only Paul Bearer managed superstar that has never got a heavyweight championship.
And that's a damn shame.
I think the contract expires. Go viral. And he goes either back to TNA or he goes to AEW.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. He excelled in TNA, and a lot of people do.
He was the world champion in TNA.
Yeah, right. But I say AEW, fucking give him the money, and he needs to be doing, what Cody did in AEW.
Could you imagine a program with LA Knight and Kenny Omega right now for the world title?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Right. All right, let's go. Let's continue. We'll talk after.
Number 5, Daniel Bryan returns as Team WWE's mystery partner. SummerSlam 2010.
I'm out. This list is shit.
Well, at least the good co-host is still on, Shifty.
Yeah.
So Daniel Bryan has been removed from WWE shortly after the Nexus invasion. When Team WWE needed a 7th member against Nexus, many fans expected The Miz. Instead, John Cena introduced Bryan. Why it mattered? This happened only about 2 months after Bryan's highly publicized departure. He returned against the same Nexus members with whom he had originally debuted and helped Team WWE win the elimination match. Why it ranks this high? At the time, many fans genuinely believed Bryan was gone from WWE. Do you want to start, Jay, on this one?
I'll start this one.
No, Shifty. Do you want to start? No. Let Jay go. Jay, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Jay.
Okay, fine.
Go ahead, Shifty.
All right, I'll start it. So, I mean, honestly, I actually like this one. I'm not, I'm a Daniel Bryan guy or Bryan Danielson guy. I hate the fact, dude, I'm telling you, you go, yes, all day long, brother.
Yeah.
No.
No. Hey, Team Hell No. There we go. But no, Daniel Bryan. So he's a hell of an athlete. He put on in Ring of Honor and in the Indies, and then him coming back to join because he was Team Nexus. He was a Nexus wrestler, and for him to this is after he was fired, right, for strangling the ring announcer. That was for yeah. Honestly, man, they made the right choice by bringing him back because I'm gonna look at how his career flourished in WWE. The amount of times he's changed himself, and every situation he was put in, whether it was good, bad, ugly, or whatever. I mean, he teamed with Kane, and you know, like that was wild too to see those two put together. He had the whole thing with AJ Lee, with CM Punk, all that stuff, the little love triangle. He's adaptable. I love Daniel Bryan, and I hate the fact that he's on the sidelines right now in AEW, but it's his career was cut short because of his neck injury. He got hurt, and then and that's what happens. He came back for a little bit in AEW. But the dude can put on a match, and people want to be like, oh well, he's boring, he's this. No, he's a technical wrestler, and he also knows how to sell to the crowd because he sold it all the time.
Yep.
You know who I would have loved to see, and I'll be controversial on the internet. I would have loved to see Daniel Bryan and Chris Benoit. Like that would have been a match for the ages.
Yeah.
Yes.
Match for
the cross faces. Well,
Brian, that's who Daniel Bryan is. That's who he is. That's why I still like him.
Well, Daniel Bryan's finisher was a variation of the crippler crossface.
Right.
So I mean, it's,
another guy that would have been an awesome match with him would have been Dean Malenko. And Daniel Bryan.
And Daniel Bryan and Dean Malenko. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
or
that would have been.
Or Y2J Chris Jericho back in 99, 2000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back when he was sitting down on the Lions Den. Yeah.
All right, guys. Number 4. Roman Reigns returns with a completely different attitude. SummerSlam 2020. After The Fiend Bray Wyatt defeated Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship, Roman Reigns suddenly returned and attacked both men. There was no smiling entrance, heroic rescue, or attempt to please the audience. Roman appeared aggressive, calculating, and focused entirely on the championship. Why it mattered. Within days, Reigns aligned with Paul Heyman and became the tribal chief. His SummerSlam return began the defining run of his career and one of WWE's most important modern storylines. This wasn't only a return, it was the birth of a new Roman Reigns. So Jay, since you're the Fiend, how did you feel when that happened?
Oh man, as a Fiend fan, it was horrible, but I watched it a few times and then like as the weeks progressed and what they did with his heel turn, especially after they gave Paul Heyman aligned with him, it was a beautiful thing. As a wrestling fan, I had to take myself away from really loving Jordan and really loving the team. So this is what they tried to do when he was big dog and everything, and like no one wanted it, and they tried to do baby face with him, no one wanted him. So when he came back, and I mean he was stacked, and I mean it really kind of, to me, it really hurt Bray Wyatt and the Fiend character because of like how well he was doing in the momentum. That was kind of like, dang, that the timing of that really sucked for the COVID era and everything else. But I mean, this was a shocker of a return, and he really did. I mean, like you see my name at Wreck Everyone and Leave. This was a really big return for me as a wrestling fan, and I mean, look what we had. We had a 5-year run of just villain. I mean, like you didn't get that before. The last time that really happened was Triple H, and Roman Reigns really, I think Roman Reigns really put the company on his back, just like John Cena, just like Triple H, and we really survived an era of some poverty wrestling. Shifty.
I mean, I'm there with you. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but when he came back in 2020, Vince didn't want him to be the tribal chief. But that was all Paul Heyman pushing for that.
Yep.
Vince wanted him to come back as the big dog. And Paul was like, it's not going to work because it didn't work before. Paul Heyman literally told him, if we push the big dog again, you're going to end up firing him. And 5 years later,
how can you push how can you push the big dog after getting dog food thrown all over you? You can't push that as a massive heel.
No,
you got to create a new name. You got to do all this and everything.
Yeah, and that's just what it is, man. Roman Reigns, even now, I mean, he's kind of like an anti-hero. He's not a villain. He's not a good guy. He's an in-betweener. And, I feel like how he recreated himself and his character, he put his foot in the Hall of Fame before he held the title for the amount of days he held it.
Right.
Just by walking into the boots that day, coming out as the tribal chief, and then recruiting everybody. But with my issue is the whole tribal chief bloodline thing. It's getting worn out. It's like the NWO. You just keep adding people or recycling people, and it's like, come on, man.
Right.
Either stay the solid core that you were before. Hell, I'd rather see Sami Zayn back in there than Jacob Fatu, because I don't want to see Jacob Fatu's career get flushed
right.
Too.
No, I totally agree with that. But you got to think, he put the Samoan dynasty on his back. Like, he helped Jey Uso become a main eventer. He helped the Usos, become one of the greatest tag teams of ever. And Solo was doing so well in the bloodline, but it was just like, of course, once there's a heel error, there's got to be a Batman that come and take away all the villains, which I hate to say Cody Rhodes as Batman. Sorry, Cody, you're not Batman. But that whole run was beautiful until the very end, and then they're still stretching it. Maybe we'll get a little bit of freshness from it. Maybe there's going to be somebody new coming in this SummerSlam.
Well, I think the most important part about Roman Reigns is he's one of those guys that he's got a certain swagger to him that cannot be replicated.
Hey, he's got the swagger like The Rock did.
The way he moves, and it's not even the talking with the Roman Reigns. It's the confidence. It's the confidence. Yeah. It's the way he moves.
Jordan.
Yes, Jordans. It is. And I'll tell you what. At first, I hated when they were calling him the GOAT, because I'm a Jordan fan. I'm like, then you actually sit back and you watch subjectively what he's done and how he acts. Bro. And dude, he's killing it. He really is. He's killing it. He just has that swagger. There's only two guys in wrestling I'll ever tell you that were the man, and that's Ric Flair, and that's Roman Reigns.
Yep.
Those are the two where I'd be like, that's the man.
So does Roman go on? So in 10 years, does Roman Reigns go on your Mount Rushmore of greatest of all time?
I mean, yeah.
I think he's
Will
up.
Dino be alive?
What, Jay?
Nothing.
I can't hear you. What'd you say? What? Man, he's already trying to kill me off before my time.
I think he does go up there eventually. I
would say this though. Let me ask you guys a question about this though. I think that there's been so many great wrestlers that you can't have a Mount Rushmore that is only 4 people. I think there's more spots deserving.
Yeah, 100%.
I really do, because
there's at least 10.
Right, because here's the problem. Every generation of WWE or wrestling has had their greats. And it doesn't mean that those guys still aren't great. It just means we're in a different era of wrestling. And I think, honestly, like you said, and I'm pretty sure you would have, Jay, agree, there's probably 10 people that should be on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Probably 10.
For sure. 100%. 10 people for sure.
Yeah.
You got to think you got this is, Cena.
Don't do it.
Austin. Triple H. Shawn Michaels.
Hogan's got to go on there.
The Undertaker. I'm already at 7. There's Sting.
Yep.
Ric Flair.
Put
Rick on there. Randy Orton.
Right.
You got one more spot. You know what I'm saying?
And then you're going to have to do 11 because Macho Man needs to be on there.
Right? Macho Man. Yeah.
And Roman. So, there is so many greats that need to be on there. You know?
I mean, he really set the bar for modern. To me, with Jordan being gone and Roman being like the new sports entertainment person, because he was on the talk shows and everything, he really brought popularity back to Jordan's.
Right.
Dude, if I could grow my hair out long again, I want to do the crazy man bun that he's doing, because he was like the only man bun I've ever seen that I was like, man, he could really rock that.
When they have a Jordan out and they call it the Bloodline,
right?
Hell yeah!
You have arrived.
You've hit it.
Yep.
100%. You've hit the GOAT level.
All right, what's next on the list?
So that one I agree on the list. I agree.
Yeah.
Number 3, Seth Rollins reveals the injury was a ruse and cashes in SummerSlam 2025. CM Punk finally defeated Gunther to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Then Seth Rollins appeared on crutches, supposedly still injured. Rollins suddenly dropped the crutches, revealed that he was healthy, and cashed in the Money in the Bank contract on Punk. Why it mattered? Punk's long-awaited championship celebration lasted only moments. WWE later labeled Rollins' deception the ruse of the century. The injury, crutches, and uncertainty surrounding Rollins had all helped set the trap. Wyatt elevates it. Fans knew Rollins held the contract, but many believed he was physically incapable of cashing in. And before you guys answer, all of us sat there and said, it's a ruse. He's not injured. So was it a surprise to a lot of people? I'm sure it was. There were a lot of us that were like, dude, he's playing it. We can see the game. But a lot of people couldn't see the game. And it was. I mean, the bad thing is everybody's waiting for CM Punk to win, right? To win. He finally gets it, and it is over before it begins with his championship celebration. So, yeah, that's the big surprise on that one. What do you guys think?
It wasn't a surprise. I mean, anybody that watches Seth Rollins' Instagram story, seen him walking and playing around with his daughter, we knew it was. Right. We called it before that. I remember watching the injury happen, and I was like, oh, it's not true. It's not real. It's not real. Like the way he landed, I was like, no, he's fine. He's playing it off. And then obviously there was the beef with him and CM Punk. So obviously he wanted to cash in, and but the problem is this is what I hate about this part of the storyline is he cashes in, wins the title, then he really gets hurt. But he starts the Vision, which let's be honest here, the Vision is straight garbage right now.
Is it just straight garbage, or is it a hot dumpster fire?
It's a hot dumpster fire for sure. I feel like, but let's be honest here. If Seth would have not gotten injured and that's what I don't understand is why WWE is having people start these factions and then kicking them out 3 days later. You know what I mean? Right. Like you had it with the Judgment Day. The original, I honestly wish the original Judgment Day would have stayed the course with Edge as the leader. You know, that's when I seen that, I was like, holy shit, it's going to be the Brood 2.0. You know, I was excited. And then he gets jumped by Finn Balor, Rhea, and Damian Priest, and then it was the Walmart blue light special. You know,
Oh, that's old school right there.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jay? Give us your synopsis on the CM Punk thing.
Well, we all knew it was a ruse. I mean, WWE likes to copy and paste, so it reminded me of Kevin Nash in the wheelchair. So I knew that was that, but to me, and I'm not, if you watch the next season of Unscripted on Netflix about WWE and everything, everyone's saying it. They think the Vision is cursed, and the Vision doesn't have 20/20 vision because like everyone has gotten injured. Except everyone has gotten injured now in the Vision.
Nope, you got one that hasn't. One that hasn't. Maxine Dupree.
Has not been injured yet. Yeah.
And I mean, she's the new manager, right? She's the new manager of the Vision.
Yeah. And I mean, like, once you lose Paul Heyman as a manager, like it's all downhill, and they need to kill it off quickly before they end up with another My Family tree of the bloodline, because it's done.
Well, Jay, you got the man, the myth, the legend, the greatest athlete ever, Paul Logan in there. That's all they need is Logan Paul. That's all they need.
All right.
That's all they need.
All right. You know what? So, this is time. Little something or another.
What they need is what needs to happen to finish off the whole thing is, let's be honest, they need to bring Bronson Reed needs to come back. He needs a turn. Bronson Reed needs a turn, and they got to figure it out, man. It's really repetitive bullshit right now is what we're watching with the Vision. It's stupid. Their storyline's dumb. Change the name, change it from the Vision to whatever you want to change it to. Let Braun honestly, right now, the Vision is hurting Braun Breaker.
Bronson Brothers.
Right.
Bronson Brothers. That's all we need. We just need like
I did see something though that they possibly, and I gotta get your guys' opinion on this since we're on the Vision. They're saying that they think there's still time that they can turn Braun Breaker into a babyface.
No, they have to get him out of the Vision.
What?
He has
that's
to turn
what I'm saying.
Well,
they were going to have him. They were going to have him. From what I heard, they're going to create something, have him get jumped or something by the Vision, and that's going to flip him, and he's going to turn babyface. No, I don't think it's time yet. I don't think we need to have him because like you guys say, I want to see him and Bronson again together.
Honestly, I would rather see Bronson Reed come back and turn babyface and turn on the Vision, and then him and Braun Breaker have a rivalry or something like that. I don't want to see.
Right.
Okay.
I'm so tired of the Vision, man. You have this young guy he's an amazing athlete. Yeah. Did he botch his spear? We all seen it. It was awful.
Right.
And
there was a lot of speed.
It was a lot of speed, but still you got to make contact.
I mean, there is that.
The thing is I mean, let's be honest, he's a Steiner. I hate that they don't give him the Steiner name. I think he should fake an injury and come back as a Steiner and have his uncle Scott be his freaking manager.
Yes.
Like, let's do something like that.
I'm here for it. Let it happen.
Dude, if he came out to Big Papa Pump's music with a mixture of like the barking and everything, oh my God.
There's only one caveat I have for that.
Okay.
If you turn him into like 2.0 Big Papa Pump, right, which he could pull off
100%,
then they have got to pair him up with Jordan Grace because she was coming out to Big Papa Pump stuff too. Put them two together in a faction, him and Jordan Grace. Make it happen. Scott Steiner's the manager, and let's rock and roll. Get it done.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, they could do an intergender tag team. You know, I mean, other companies have, and WWE hasn't yet. Well, that would be great.
AAA has it.
AAA does. Yeah, AAA has it.
AAA.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm here for it.
But do I want Paul Heyman with Braun Breaker? Yes. I wouldn't mind having Paul Heyman with Bronson Reed because, I mean, Bronson Reed, I think he has a little bit of talk on the mic, but, you know, he's a big guy, and sometimes big guys just need to have that mouthpiece.
Right.
Hey, bro, he's actually cut down. He's actually pretty jacked right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still a big guy. He's still a big guy.
100%.
Right.
I would think that to me, Bronson Reed coming back and getting jumped would be the story for babyface because he reminds me of like Evolution and like Batista getting the title.
Yeah.
So like maybe he comes back and then like Braun Breaker doesn't get his title shot and Bronson Reed gets a title shot and then they destroy the Vision. You know, because they kind of just destroyed the whole storyline with Seth and Braun Breaker, like, oh, it's a shut case. They already had them.
Yeah.
Well, here's the question though: if he comes back, is Bronson gonna be the tribal thief again and steal all of Roman's Jordans?
No, I don't want to see that.
Jay.
I don't know. That was pretty funny, but the storyline's gone.
You should get a hold of Bronson because if he does come back and do that, I think Roman wears size 15 Jordans, and maybe you can make him a deal where you buy him off him since you wear 15s.
Heck yeah.
Just saying. Yeah. See, CJ, I'm looking out for you, Jay. I'm always looking out for you. See?
Yeah. But the thing is what faction fights do we have anymore? You know, they always have to build these factions up before Survivor Series because, you know, we don't do team this and team that. But you know, the original fight was going to be the Vision and the Bloodline, and now we don't have a Vision, and you know, so next one.
So this one surprised me when it happened. I remember watching this, and it just kind of blew me away that it happened how it did. I wasn't surprised at the outcome. How it happened kind of blew me away. I thought there was going to be a better fight than this, but. Number 2 is Brock Lesnar completely destroys John Cena SummerSlam 2014. Most fans believe Brock Lesnar could defeat John Cena. Almost nobody expected Cena to be dominated from beginning to end. Lesnar delivered 16 German suplexes, 2 F5s, and one of the most one-sided championship beatings WWE had ever presented. Why it mattered, Cena had been WWE's protected franchise star for nearly a decade. Even when he lost, he normally remained competitive. SummerSlam presented him as completely helpless against Lesnar. The winner wasn't the surprise, the destruction was. This match transformed Lesnar from man who ended the Undertaker streak into an almost unbeatable final boss. And I'm going to tell you, I remember watching that live, and I could not believe. I don't think Cena got one offensive move in. It was 16 suplexes. Suplex City, it happened. 2 F5s just got destroyed, and there was no offense from John Cena at all. Just completely annihilated. It was insane.
Well, you beat the Immortal. You beat the Immortal. You beat the Phenom.
Sure.
And I've seen an interview with John Cena, saying that, once he did that, he had to take it.
Right.
Do I Brock beat the streak of Undertaker? Of course not. I think on Offense to the Sunset, 23-24-0. But it was a pretty powerful moment because John Cena was like, the super hero of many generation, and when that happened, never give up and all that. That was, and he didn't give up at that moment. He did give up with Gunther and finish the story, but
right.
Brock Lesnar really, and it really pushed it into like, okay, badass, but man, he is really a beast because I mean, everyone says John Cena is one of the strongest, and that's shocking. Shifty.
Yeah. I kind of feel like when that happened, I remember watching it. I remember Brock Lesnar from doing all the suplexes, his face was purple.
Yep.
Like I still remember this day his face being purple from all the German suplex he did.
Yep.
I feel like that's what really started the whole Beast Incarnate. You know what I'm saying? He came back.
Yeah.
He's this machine. And obviously, and John Cena being he was the company man. He did whatever they told him to do, and he did it with a smile on his face. And he wanted whatever was best for the company to happen. And he did that. He sold it and, let Lesnar just run through him like he was nothing. And he ragdolled him the whole match. But let's be honest, Brock Lesnar is a freak of nature athlete. Freak of nature. So, I mean, I remember watching an interview with Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar saying there was only one wrestler that was stronger than him, and it was Kane.
Yeah. Yep.
So, it surprised me. But then, obviously, look at what it created, when that happened with Brock. Brock had a great run.
Yeah.
He really embraced, like, I'm the beast now. Like, everybody's like, oh, he's the next big thing, but he evolved from the next big thing to the Beast Incarnate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was just the evolution of his character.
Like I said, I don't think he was surprised that he beat Cena. I just could not believe how he wrecked him that bad, and then, to foreshadow on Cena's farewell tour when he had to wrestle Brock again, it was like, oh, here we go. And what happened? He got ragdolled back and forth, no offense, and it was like SummerSlam version 2.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that happened also too, like the SummerSlam one, because Brock was just coming back from the UFC. He had that great heavyweight championship run. He only had like 2 fights before he won the UFC championship.
Right.
And they were just showing, Brock was, if anybody that watched the UFC in the early days, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Brock Lesnar was one of the names that you always seen, and the heavyweight division was top notch because of Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
This ain't WWE. He showed him.
This ain't WWE. Yeah, he showed him. He showed him exactly. But then when he comes back to WWE, he's still doing the mixed martial arts gimmicks. Like he put Triple H in a Kimura and all that other stuff.
Right. Hey, when he took the gloves off on Triple H, remember that? Triple H.
What about when he dropped the elbows on Orton and busted Orton open?
Well, okay, and then remember when Braun Strowman heavy kneed him and he just
Well, he hits him and tells him slow down.
There's only one guy I ever felt sorry for that Brock was in the ring with, and we're talking UFC, so I'll say the cage. But the only guy I ever felt sorry for was
Spike Dudley.
Poor Randy Couture.
Yeah.
Randy Couture was a
Oh, wow.
champion, and he thought, and I'm like, dude. And what did he give up? He was giving up like 75 pounds against
Yeah.
Brock.
I think Couture walked into like 215, 220.
Yeah.
And Lesnar had to cut down to 265. So I'm guaranteeing by fight night he was 280, 290.
Right.
He was up there.
Right. And he just, I mean, poor Randy Couture did not know what he was in for, dude. And it was bad. Yeah. All right, guys. Are you guys ready for number one?
Yeah.
I don't know if this one really deserves to be number one, but I'll get your opinion. Number one, Triple H betrays Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton cashes in. SummerSlam 2013. Daniel Bryan defeated John Cena cleanly to win the WWE Championship. Confetti fell, the crowd celebrated, and special guest referee Triple H raised Bryan's hand. Then Randy Orton walked onto the stage carrying the Money in the Bank briefcase. Orton initially appeared ready to leave, but Triple H hit Bryan with a pedigree. Orton returned, cashed in, and became WWE Champion. Why does number one? It combined an emotional championship victory, a shocking betrayal, a Money in the Bank cash-in, and the beginning of WWE's Authority storyline in a matter of minutes. Bryan's victory lasted just long enough for the audience to believe the happy ending was real. This wasn't simply a surprise appearance, it changed WWE's main event direction and helped create the movement that eventually carried Daniel Bryan to WrestleMania 30.
Boo!
Yep. I don't think that one should have been number one. I mean, I think it should have been like an honorable mention because
100%.
The Authority, I mean, the Authority storyline was like, it wasn't that great. Yeah,
they were trying to be the corporation. That's what they were trying to do. I hated it. It was so stupid.
All right, let's not even talk about this. Let's not, because it's not even.
So let me give you some of the honorable mentions, and you guys say yay or nay. Okay. Some honorable mentions. Honorable mentions. Brock Lesnar returns after Roman Reigns versus John Cena 2021. Yay or nay?
Okay. Nay for me.
All right. Jimmy Uso betrays Jey Uso 2023.
That's leading to main event Jey Uso. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's shocking.
Dominic Mysterio betrays Rhea Ripley 2024.
Ooh.
I'm partial to that one because I'm partial.
I don't know. That really put him as a heel though. So
but he was already a heel. I mean, I think what it was is, honestly, I'd rather see Rhea Ripley in the Judgment Day than Liv Morgan.
So this one,
like to see Rhea Ripley.
The real Undertaker defeats the imposter Undertaker 94. That's when the summer long mystery ended with Paul Bearer presenting the original Dead Man. That one was good. Shawn Michaels accidentally cost the Undertaker WWE Championship in 97. Michaels' failed charity shot allowed Bret Hart to defeat Undertaker and directly helped create the first Hell in a Cell match.
Yep.
That's history.
Yep.
Yeah, why didn't you pick these, Dino?
I didn't pick them. If my other co-host would have actually got a list together instead of making me do everything.
I have the list.
You're on the list.
You're going to be on the list. Let me
Listen, I'm not talking about your grocery shopping list. I'm talking about a real list.
Okay, hold on. I have my top 5 real quick.
Let's do it.
Don't interrupt me.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay, so Roman Reigns heel turn number 5. I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to say Bray Wyatt debuting the Fiend against Finn Balor number 4. He reinvented himself for a third time. Third time because it was after deletion. AJ Styles debuting for his main event roster at WWE. Rey Mysterio, his first WWE match was SummerSlam. And then my number 1, of course, was The Undertaker returning in 1994 to defeat The Fake.
That's a good list.
Yeah. List. And then I need to get burgers and hot dog.
Hey,
Okay,
Jay,
yeah, that's it.
Jay, you forgot to add tampons to the list. Don't forget that.
And my doll.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, both of you, Shifty. Look at you shifting sides here.
I had to take a shot, bro. I had to. It was wide
Yeah,
open.
I see. That's why they call you Shifty. That's fine.
Oh,
That's
so
fine.
Guys, we're not going to have a show
Can we
next weekend
get
because
him
it's
off the screen.
SummerSlam weekend.
He never gets a boot.
Nope. So we're not going to be on next Sunday because of SummerSlam. So do you guys want to talk a few minutes about SummerSlam predictions?
Can't do it, guys.
Yeah,
do it.
You don't want to talk, Jay?
Jay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm lagging. Bad. I'm lagging. It's my bad.
What do you guys want to talk about making some predictions for SummerSlam since we're not going to be on next weekend?
Oh yeah. I got it. I got my look. If this doesn't happen, I'm probably you could probably find another co-host. If Zilla doesn't come at SummerSlam,
look, Jay. We love you too much. You ain't going nowhere as a co-host because you got to come back and bitch if it doesn't happen because that's what we're going to do. We're all going to do that. We're all going to bitch if that doesn't happen.
I've written 4 letters.
There we go. So let's actually get into some predictions though outside of surprises because that would be a surprise.
Okay. All right.
So let's talk matches. Hell in a Cell, it's got to be Oba Femi. But I think Oba is going to become a Paul Heyman guy. I really do. I think at the end of that match, I think Oba is going to be a Paul Heyman guy. And the only reason I think that is because with them getting Paul Heyman away from the Vision, that opens it up for him to be full-time with Oba. I'm here for it, man. I would love to see Paul Heyman manage Oba and conquer.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't know. I mean, just my prediction.
And the only reason why I'm saying that is because Nick Aldis had to revoke his being the general manager of SmackDown. I think Heyman's going to go more that direction. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying it's possible. But yeah,
Shifty,
I mean,
you didn't get the memo that Eric Bischoff was coming back.
Oh Lord, I want to see that again. I don't want to.
Good old Eric. Listen. If you need a clutch player,
Shut up.
You bring Bischoff.
Shut up.
Shut up. It could be worse. You could have Vince Russo.
Oh God, that would be
no. What they need to do is Paul Heyman become an Oba guy. Now, I want him to give Brock a hug and walk out with Oba and raise his hand. I don't want it to be like a backstab. But bring back Teddy Long. You're going one-on-one with the ruler, Oba.
Well, we did see that Vince kind of got cleared of charges, and maybe Vince comes back and runs everything.
Maybe.
Okay. So I say Oba wins it.
Oba wins.
I just don't want it to be Brock's last match. I really don't. They really haven't as far as
his last.
Yeah, but as a storyline, they haven't said anything, and that's what's shitty.
Well, he already retired once.
Well,
came back. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, he retired once because he didn't want to retire to Gunther.
Yes.
That's why he did what he did at WrestleMania.
My thing is this though. I think Brock learned something very important from Goldberg. Okay. And I think what he learned is retire when you are on top. Because even if Brock loses, he's still on top, dude. He's still the man, right?
Yeah, don't come back.
Don't stick around and keep being that guy that's just there.
Not just that. He's not gonna continue to bitch online and in interviews like they owe me a retirement match. No, they don't. You've had 7 of them, bro. Stay gone.
Right. But I think you learned that important part that when you're that guy who is considered the guy that is the biggest badass, you retire the right way.
Yeah.
And you want to know what? There's not a better way to retire than being put out and retiring to a guy like Oba Femi who can carry that torch. Yep. So this is going to be it. I think, like we talked about before, though, I really think that they'll have him come back and do some appearances, not ring work, but appearances, and maybe work with the developmental, because I'll tell you what, that guy can teach a lot of people how to move and how to do stuff. So I don't think his WWE career is going to be completely ended. I just don't think he'll be in front of the camera anymore. I think he'll be doing behind the scenes work and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Next up.
So I think it can either work out great or it's either going to be really stupid.
What other? There's that many big matches.
Well, here's the thing that's got me kind of perplexed about SummerSlam. So now you have Jade and Charlotte qualified for the ladder match to win the interim women's championship. Now, the thing is, if that's night number 1 and one of them win the belt, they still have a singles match on one of the nights. So could it possibly be that Charlotte or Jade, one of them, wins the belt and then they're defending it the second night of SummerSlam? That to me is going to be interesting to see how it plays out, because I just can't believe that they would have both of them involved and then they're involved in a singles match too.
So how I think they should spin it would be Charlotte wins it, giving her 15th. Night 2, Jade wins it.
Yep.
And then that pushes for WrestleMania for Charlotte to get her 16th.
The only problem is WrestleMania, you're still talking, is 7 months away.
Yeah.
I think Charlotte though, I think they're, because the thing is they need to have Jade and Charlotte in a bunch of matches together, because Charlotte's job right now is going to be to make Jade a better wrestler and a better show person.
Yeah.
They've got to have them involved in a lot of matches. To go from SummerSlam and to have it wait till WrestleMania, that's a lot of time to wait for that.
Honestly, though, that'd be for the best buildup, though. Like, let's be honest. Back in the day, there was programs like that went on for a year.
But here's the problem.
I would love to see that, especially that gives Charlotte 7 months to work with Jade and for Jade to hone her craft and become.
But here's the thing, though. How do you get somebody better? You work with them in the ring. And you got to have them wrestling together.
Oh.
You can't just wait 6 months to have the next match with them.
No, like I'm talking about,
they're still going to have matches together.
Yeah,
and everything.
matches. Yeah,
right.
Just have it lead up.
Right, but I think that's what's going to happen.
They're going to be forced to work together for some months, and then Jade would be like, you know what, or Charlotte's going to be like, I'm tired of being the good guy, and then she fucking wins the 16th. And then that turns, which unfortunately, in my mind, if it plays out the way that I'm thinking, then that puts Jade as a babyface, which I don't want Jade as a babyface. I like Jade as a heel.
Well, here's the only thing that I think will mess up those plans is when is Bianca coming back and when's Naomi coming back?
Yes.
And then the other problem we
Naomi's
have, and not problem,
oh, dude,
not problem, but the other thing that we have to address is you got a big badass girl named Lash Legend, and she is on the scene. So, for Charlotte and Jade to be working together up until WrestleMania, I think there's a lot of other ones that are going to be fit in there because there's a lot of talent now.
Okay, so like I said, those two, night 1, then night 2, then you put Lash in. Then Lash could possibly win the title for a little bit and say, no one can beat me. I'm the baddest black woman there is. And then Naomi comes back. Or Naomi does come back at SummerSlam. I think it's time. It's time that we might get a Naomi return.
Right. Now, the only thing we do know is she can't come into the ladder match because that's already set. She can't come in and be part of the women's match. But what she can do is on night 2, she can interfere. And if Charlotte has the belt going into night 2, she still has beef with Jade and could cost Jade the championship. And that way you could just start extending more storylines. But we'll have to see.
Or Jade wins clean, and then as she's celebrating, Naomi comes back, and then that sets up for a little bit of me and Jade battle before Charlotte and Jade WrestleMania 7 months away.
Yeah.
Right.
That's ideal.
Here's
Right
Okay,
here's
up.
the next big one. Next big one. Who is going to turn heel, Cody or CM Punk? Who's going to do it? Because they've been kind of going back and forth lately. What's going to happen?
So,
dude, if they don't turn Cody, oh my god, no.
If they don't turn Cody, they drop the ball again.
Yes, again they'll drop it.
They have to. He has to turn heel. Is he going to? No, it's going to be CM Punk. We all know that. They're not Cody Hogan, whatever you want to call him. He's the golden boy. They're not. He's not going to turn heel. Unfortunately, he's going to win the title, but then Punk's going to turn heel.
You know, Shifty. Let me ask you guys this: instead of calling him Cody Hogan, because he's not big like Hulk Hogan,
yeah,
can we call him Cody Backlund?
Cody Warrior.
Backlund, Cody Backlund, because Bob Backlund held the championship for how long, and it didn't matter who came after him too, and he did. But because they're about the same size, Cody and Bob Backlund were about the same size, and baby faced and all that.
Well, the problem is like if you look at his heel run in New Japan, in Ring of Honor, and then in AEW, he's a great heel.
Yeah.
He is and you're calling yourself the American Nightmare. You already have the gimmick. Become the bad guy. Dye your hair back to black. Call it a day. Like, let's do this.
All I want to see.
The only thing that makes me think that he may turn heel is the fact that they've done interviews where if you turn heel, will Kingdom come? And he said, no, I won't take Kingdom with me if I ever turn heel. Why are we still mentioning it if it's not on the? You've got to understand that Stardust couldn't do anything. I had to go to AEW to build a career and come back. You got to know that this good boy persona is dying out. I mean, you've got to see the Cody hate on the internet. He's a decent wrestler, great entertainer, but man, I want a Cody heel so bad that I want it worse than when I want it worse than Roman turning heel. I really want to see a Cody heel.
I'll tell you what, I want to see Cody heel, but there's a certain Cody heel I want to see. If you're already wearing the suits and you've already wore the Rolex before, turn yourself into a hybrid of Ric Flair and your father, the American Dream.
Yep.
Turn it into that. Be that guy.
Yep.
Don't come with some stupid gimmick. Just be.
You can't
like
wear the suits, babe.
Just be like Ric Flair.
Yeah, I mean, and let's be honest. Early in his career, he was a heel too for a while, and he was a good heel when he was with Legacy, and then when he went off on his own, and when he wore the mask, and he can do it. Honestly, the best work in his career was when he was in New Japan and in Ring of Honor, being a bad guy when he was one of the leaders of the Bullet Club.
Right. What other matches are we forgetting at SummerSlam? Because I know there's not many though. There's only 8 matches so far.
It's like we have the triple threat match with the Bloodline versus LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Io Sky versus Liv Morgan, Penta versus Chad Gable. That's going to be a good one.
That'll be a good one.
I see Chad Gable winning that one. That's one in my opinion. Yep. We got Seth and Roman, and then Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, #1 contenders match. And then, honestly, another one I'm looking forward to is Trick Williams and Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Who wins it? Who wins it with Roman and Seth?
Seth. They're gonna have a program. Seth's gonna win. They're gonna have a program going. Moxley's gonna show up because his contract's close to being done.
Yeah, but the problem is there's still an NDA. I don't think Moxley can come. I don't think he can. Legally, I don't think he can. But I think the problem though is it's almost like they foreshadow who's going to win, right?
Yeah.
Roman's never won against him before. Roman has to win. I'm going with I believe Roman's going to win, just because they're going to finish his story. That way they can't say he never won against Rollins.
Yeah.
Well,
and then we got Gunther, Nick Aldis. That's another one. And then we got our favorite Danhausen versus Dom Mysterio.
Right. Yes. Right. Yeah.
A lot of human money is in that. I have a lot of human
monies.
monies on him.
A lot of human monies.
Honestly, I'm looking forward. Honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing Nick Aldis back in the ring. You know, it's been a long time.
And I look forward to it too. But is it a one-off? Because so if we're talking, someone's going to replace him as general manager. Are we getting Nick Aldis back? Is he going to be like?
I think if he beats Gunther, he's back and he's going to wrestle like he was supposed to originally.
Oh, okay.
I think it would be very interesting because the dynamic is.
You say Seth will win it. I say.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Who, me? I wasn't saying nothing. I'm going with Seth. I already said my piece.
No, I say Roman wins it because, like I said, this is a time for Zilla to win to win it to come in, and if they drop the ball like we said, but you know, SummerSlam tickets are so low right now. Had that many great debuts or returns, and probably I think the biggest return was Roman. I don't think we've had any really good SummerSlam returns or debuts. So something's got to happen this year, or I'll cancel my ESPN or my VPN or whatever I'm using on Sunday to watch it because I'm about fed up with how they're using whatever they're using. Get a better chat GPT, WWE.
So, you two, I gotta ask, what do you think? Is he coming? Are these guys coming at SummerSlam?
I'd like to think so, but the problem is looking at the card, there's not really like a big tag team match going on that they can start. There's not a reason for them to come. Right. Maybe they come, Enzo gets on the mic and hypes the crowd up. I don't know. But that's the problem, man, is like WWE, they had a decent tag team division and then they cut everybody.
Then they wrecked it.
Yeah, they wrecked it. So hopefully they start bringing in guys like more tag teams. They have
honestly, who is and this is not being silly, but I can't remember who are the tag team champions right now.
I have no clue.
Is it
Vision?
It's not the
Vision.
No, I thought the Vision lost.
No, the Vision's the tag team champions on Raw.
That's right, because they just won it. They just
won it back from the Street Profits.
That's right. Yep. Yeah.
But even still, though, the Vision. When I think of the Vision, I don't see it. I see a bunch of mid to low card guys.
Right. Well, who the tag team is? What it's Braun and Austin, or Braun and Theory are the champion, right? Yeah.
Braun and Theory.
Yep.
Do we get a Bronson Reed return? I don't think there's a Vision match.
There's not a Vision match unless.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
So the only fear I have is you have
unless he comes out to help. Seth Rollins if Zilla comes.
No.
Well,
maybe.
I don't know though.
Maybe. Because he was the shocking.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. Is we got 4 matches a night pretty much. So does that mean we get 3 hours of commercial and 15 minutes of wrestling like WrestleMania?
Probably.
Yep.
Looking at the card, there's not many spectacular. Like honestly, we want to see Oba and Brock. Right. We want to see Roman, Seth, Chad and Penta is another one that sticks out. I could care less about the triple threat match or the 3-man tag or 6-man tag match. I want to see Danhausen versus Dom because it's comedy. Right. And then the Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence, I could care less about.
Right.
Cody's match, we're gonna sit there and hope and pray like, oh, he's gonna turn heel, and then he doesn't. Gunther and Aldis, I want to see Nick Aldis back in action. It's been a while.
Right.
Honestly, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor could be a good one. But honestly, I think the match I'm looking forward to the most is Trick Williams and Baron Corbin because I want to see I don't want to see either of them win. I want to see a DQ or something. I want to see Carmelo Hayes come out because Carmelo Hayes deserves an actual one-on-one shot at Trick Williams for the U.S. title. Not have Baron Corbin out, destroy him, and destroy Trick.
Right.
More than likely, what they're going to do is they're going to put the belt on Baron because he came back.
Right. You know, another mistake I think WWE makes is they're putting some of the best matches free on ESPN before the pay-per-view starts. Like
100%.
they're putting the Obafemi, they're putting the Hell in the Cell match before everything for free on there. I'm like, why would you do that?
Oh, what?
Why are you putting that?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That one's like free. And
well, that was like remember I think it was Brock and Roman or Brock and Seth at WrestleMania. They put a match on earlier because Brock was threatening to leave because he didn't want to be the last one on the card. So but that's a seller match right there. They've been pushing it and pushing it. Like, why would literally every Monday we watch Monday Night Raw, and the first ones that come out is either Oba or Brock to talk about the match.
Right.
Why are we not riding this into the sunset?
Right.
So my last prediction for SummerSlam, and really, the way that Cody turns heel is finally The Rock comes back to take his soul.
Hey, I'd be down for that. Just to see him turn heel. Come on, Rock.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
Full circle. Let's do this.
Right. Well, we can only hope, but WWE's track record with all this storytelling has not been very great lately. No. But we will not be on next Sunday because we're all going to be, hopefully we won't be disappointed at this time next Sunday watching SummerSlam. But we will be back the following Sunday to give you the SummerSlam recap. And hopefully Jay's not crying. Hopefully I'm not crying. Hopefully Shifty's not crying. Hopefully we have some good wrestling news that will carry out through the SummerSlam. I mean, to WrestleMania next year. But hopefully we get some good stuff and more excitement is generated so none of us get bored watching it. Because there are often times with wrestling where you're just like, this is boring. Please change things up. So hopefully we get some new stuff. And you never know. Maybe next episode we'll have all 4 of us on instead of 3 or 2. We'll figure it out. But guys, before we leave, we got to give it one more time to our sponsor, Elegant Sasquatch. Suplex saves you 20%. Check him out. I just bought all of these. I got them in. They're absolutely fantastic. Do yourself a favor. Don't sleep on the Elegant Sasquatch. Don't sleep on this collection. Get the Mount Olympus collection because I'm going to tell you, Zeus right there is probably one of my favorite panty droppers I have in my collection. And Jay, you've seen my collection. I have a whole lot of beard product, and it ranks very, very high in my collection. So guys, check out Elegant Sasquatch because he helps us do this show, and he's a good guy. And like Jay says, he has to make some money so he can go grocery shopping and cover the food expenses. So make sure Elegant Sasquatch does not go without getting food because we don't want to see a skinny Squatch. We want our Squatch healthy. So guys, other than that any final words?
No. Great show with my brothers.
Jay,
I miss
Jay,
you. I miss you, Elegant. No. I mean, like I miss Elegant giving me crap because like you just keep pushing that button. But Suplex Syndicate, we're here mostly on Sundays. We're here. You should be watching us because we're dropping some knowledge. We're dropping some real too sweet violence. We got the realest Santa in the room. We've got Get Skinny with Shifty. We've got the Fragrance Fiend, and we've got the Elegant Sasquatch. So check us out every Sunday or most Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Suplex Syndicate could be out, but I'll let Shifty say something too.
Honestly, we're out of here, boys. It's Sunday. We went over on our time. Let's get out of here.
Push the button.
Let's get out of here.